Let us look at Wakissha Math Paper 1 Senior 6, there item 3. In a rural village, the village development committee agreed to collect funds every month from households to install a community solar power grid. They decided to contribute 20,000 in the first month. So first month, 20,000. Then, and the month contribution then increases by 5,000 each month. So it means that the second month will be this. We add on the 5,000, which will become 25,000. Then, if you are to proceed to another month, it will have increased to 30, and so on and so forth. This is forming another series. Item 2, we saw a GP. Here I'm seeing an FP, arithmetic progression. Then they go on and say, the committee chair wants to determine whether the planned contributions will be sufficient to meet the budget target for solar equipment of 50 million. So this is the target. They want to buy a solar of 50 million Ugandan shillings. This is UBX, 50 million Ugandan shillings. And they are having 400 households. 400 households. So we are going to see if it is going to be possible when they collect money for the first 20 months. We are going to look at a given household. How much does it collect after 20 months? We can do it manually, though it will be hectic because this is first month, second, it will be hectic. So when you look at this, there is a common difference. Our first term is 20,000. But now in this case, it is not a common ratio, but rather there is a common difference. If you get this money minus this money, you get 5,000. It was even stated. If you get this minus the one that is before it, you get 5,000. So that is what we call the common difference. And if we have a common difference, we have the first term, we can easily get the sum of money that can be collected after 20 months. How do we do that? You should know the formula which states that S of n, sum of n terms is given by n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times the common difference. This is in the log table, but it can also be proved mathematically. So S of 20, I need to get the total in 20 months. This is just for a single household. This person will, the n, which is 20, is going to be divided by 2 into 2 times this person's initial money given in the first month, which is 20,000, then plus n. We have our n as a 20 minus 1 times the common difference, which is the 5,000 they are contributing, that keeps on increasing. From my calculator, I'll have a 10 into 2 times 2 exponent 4, then plus, this is going to be 19 times 5 exponent 3, which will give the sum after 20 years will be 1,350,000 Ugandan shillings. This is for a single individual. For a single individual, this will be the amount. Then what about if the individual, if there are 400 households? So for 400 households, it will be 400 times S20, which is 400 times this amount. And the answer will be Ugandan shillings 540 million. Before even I proceed to other parts, I know they must ask me to perform part A. To perform F, Financial feasibility study for the village development committee to determine if they will meet the set budget target. Their set budget target is just 50 million. They have raised 540. So it is a yes, they will meet because the money acquired is greater than the money that they set as a target. I can proceed. I know now I'm proceeding to part B in this case. I continue, they are saying that the local cooperative has introduced a productivity bonus for the solar technicians based on hours worked per week. The total number of hours, which is X accumulated by the total number of hours, they are calling it X, accumulated by one technician in a week must satisfy the conditions. The conditions are the square of the hours, plus 4,000 must be less than or equal to 125 times the number of hours. 125 times the number of hours. For the technician to qualify for the performance bonus. So this condition must be fulfilled for this person to qualify for the bonus. A senior technician has worked a total of 55 hours. So this one is hours. They are giving us X now, which is X is 55 hours in a certain week and is unsure whether he will qualify for the bonus. Now, since they have given us the condition for the bonus, and this person is working for 55, let us substitute and we see if he really qualifies. So we are saying 55 squared plus 4,000. Is it less or equal to 125? Actually, now I'm putting a question mark. What is it compared to this? If it is less or equal to that, then it will qualify. If it is not, so this is 55 plus 4,000. This gives us 720. I'm saying, what is it compared to 125 times 55? This is 6,875. So this implies that 7,025 is greater than 6,875. But the condition was supposed to be for him to qualify, this has to be fulfilled. So I'll say the senior technician does not qualify for the bonus. Why? It is not satisfying the equation that was given. If this was less, then it would qualify. I think that is part B. Advise the maintenance supervisor on the effectiveness of the team selection based on the number of district teams possible. Then determine the eligibility of the senior technician. This has been part C. The technician does not qualify. Then they talked of the maintenance crew consists of 6 junior technicians and 5 senior. 6 junior, this is going to answer part B. We have 6 junior technicians, then we also have 5 senior technicians. The supervisor wants to create a daily maintenance team of 5 technicians. Daily, there should be 5 technicians. We have the juniors, we have the seniors. But they are giving a condition, and the condition is to create with an equal number of junior and senior technicians, or as close as possible to maintain a balance. They want a team of 5, but they want either equal juniors with the seniors, or they have to be close. Since I have 5, which is the total that is required, the total number of technicians, I cannot have 2.5 juniors and 2.5 seniors. So I need to get numbers that are closer. That if I get the 3 juniors, seniors, I will get 2. Such that I have 3, 2, giving a total of 5. Then, or otherwise, I must have 2 of the juniors, then I have 3. This is the only way we shall have at least a balance. Because if I say 4 junior and 1 senior, yes, the total will be 5, but it will be imbalanced. Now, what I will do at this point, I'll need to combine their efforts. And how do I get that the teams that I'm going to generate? I'm going to say that they say that advise the maintenance supervisor on the effectiveness of the team. So I'm going to say that out of the 6 juniors, I'm choosing 3. So 6 combination 3. And this has to work with this. Out of the 5 seniors, I'm choosing only 2. Or out of the 6 juniors, I'm choosing a 2. And out of the 5 seniors, I am choosing 3. This is the condition that will give me the number of technicians. So this can be written as 6 combination 3 and stands for multiplication 5 combination 2 plus is the O. 6 combination 2 times 5 combination 3. When I go to my calculator, I'll have 6 combination is on the division sign on some of the calculators times 5 combination 2. This is 200 plus 6 combination 2, then 5 combination 3. They are not the same. This is 150. So when I set 200 plus 150, this is going to give me 350. 350. So there is what they say that this is intended to ensure proper mentorship and will only be effective if the total number of possible district teams exceed 100. So we have been getting district teams. I've been getting district teams. So since the district teams exceed 100, I'm saying yes, there will be proper mentorship. Then the last bit is saying that to improve the safety of the remote monitoring software, there is what they are telling us. The IT department is installing a new encryption system. The strength of the system depends on the security key represented by X units, where the strong security key X must be at least 2 units. Then during testing, the software engineer finds that the overall security rating is obtained by combining 2 separate measurements. The first measurement is log X9. Now this will give me what they are telling us combine. So if I combine it with 2 log, now this is 3 X. The system will function correctly only when the total security rating is equal to 3 units. So after combining them, they should be equal to 3. Now, change of base is what we are going to look at here. Since this is base X, I'm going to change this to base 3, such that I have log 3, then this is 9 over log 3, this is X. Maintaining 3, 3, the 9 goes in the numerator, the X goes in the denominator, plus 2 log 3 X is equal to 3. Then at this point, I let log 3x to be equal to any unknown, say y, but avoid using x because you will confuse yourself. This is the same as saying log 3 squared over, I'll say this is y, plus 2y is equal to 3. When the 2 drops, I have 2 log 3 over y. LCM is going to be plus, if LCM is y, this is a 1, this will be 2, y squared is equal to 3. Then multiply the y the other side. Log 33 is a 1, so this is 2 plus 2 y squared is equal to 3y. Bring the 3y this side, and we have 2y squared minus 3y, then plus this 2 is equal to 0. Then on testing this, I'm seeing b squared is 4. B squared is equal to 9. Then I also need to get 4 times a times c. 4 times a is 8 times 2, 16. So when you look at this, b squared is less than 4sc. So it means that this equation is a complex equation. It being a complex equation, it doesn't have valid values of y. And since it has no valid values of y, it will not have valid values of x. So the condition, I'm saying that this one we cannot solve. When you put this in your calculator, to give you the same values of y, which is not proper. If you press shift equals, then it will introduce the I. This shows that this equation is a complex equation. So since it cannot be solved, or if we solve it, we shall get complex roots, which are not real roots. Just like we saw in item 2, we shall conclude and say the viability of the encryption system, it is not valid. We are saying since there are no real roots for this expansion, then we cannot get the key. So the encryption system is not viable because we don't have roots due to presence of imaginary roots, because b squared is less than 4sc. Why are we saying if you have this bulldozer method, negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4sc over 2a, if b squared is less than this one here, if for example b squared, like we have it here, is a 9, and we have 4sc is 16. If I put it under square root, it's going to be 9 minus 16. But it is under square root. But ordinarily, square root of negative 7 will give you a math error on your calculator, except if you're with complex numbers, which will give you a root of 7i. That's why we are saying we don't have real roots, because this equation can't be solved. Thanks for watching. We'll meet in the next video.